Hello, people. Happy Halloween. Today is Tuesday. Halloween is in exactly 1 week, so I figured I'll go ahead and make this video. Today's video is going to be a bit different. As you see, we are here in my experimentation world. Over the last 5 days, as I'm sure you've seen on the channel, there have been shorts showing how to build different Halloween-themed builds. So, today we're going to go ahead and take a bit more in-depth walkthrough on each one, especially the witch hut, because I'm really sorry guys, that short was atrocious. I completely ran out of things. I needed a fifth item to have a 5 spooky builds for Halloween. You know, I really wanted the title to be 5 because 4 is kind of lackluster. But I didn't think of anything else that was like super short or small. I thought, let's do a cauldron thing. But I thought it looked stupid just being out in the middle of the forest, so I then built this hut around it, and unfortunately, making a short to show off a hut that takes like a total of 5 minutes to build is, yeah, not very good. Anyways, the first thing that I showed you guys how to build was a pumpkin patch. Now, this is very basic. It's just pumpkins with sea pickles or green candles on top. I chose to use a variation because some have thick stems, some have short stems. You could also use a few brown candles if you wanted to. I think these would work, and in real life, pumpkin stems are actually brown, so that would work, but in all actuality, I like the way that green looks instead. But do as you will. And then I just dotted a few oak or azalea leaves around, some tall grass, and I put a few vines here and there. It's, like I said, incredibly basic. Anyone can do this. It does add a very nice look to your world. And if you built little pumpkin patches like this, and then maybe had it fenced in along the side of a walkway, you know how, like, in the United Kingdom, they have those long stretches of just, like, farmland with nice little paths? Maybe I'll find an image and put it up on the screen. But those always look really nice, so you could totally imagine something like this fitting in a little area like that. Moving on here to the second one, which was the most atrocious thing. It was the witch hut. I got a lot of upset comments on this one. Sorry. Pretty much the footprint for this, I'm going to show you right here. It was incredibly simple, but it was so sped up that nobody could make it out. So imagine this is where your door is. It was set up just like this. So we go ahead and lay out this footprint. And then there were walls in these corners here. And this all went up by 3 blocks. And your door would be right there. And then I had a bit of a roof on it. As you can see, it came to a bit of a point. I wanted it to look very, well, makeshift and not necessarily very detailed or modernized. I wanted it to look very just messy and rustic. So that's why it looks all over the place and it looks like it comes to a bit of a point. And to do this, I made sure that at each wall area, I had a stair on top in the area or a slab on top. Depends on where you're looking. Some had stairs, some had slabs. And then I had a slab coming down on usually one side of it, sometimes both, but I thought one made it look a bit more, you know, weird. And then on the 3 block side, in the middle one, I always had it on the, like, right above that 3rd block. The other 2 were on the top half of the 3rd block, adding this little bit of an arch. And I had one window on the left-hand side wall. So to do that, I had a dark oak fence gate, which I opened from the inside. Also, this door is supposed to be like that, so I don't know who broke that and replaced it. I did have people in this world earlier today, so that might have been it. I was showing them the builds. Then when you come inside over here, I just got a table with a lantern on it. We got some potions marking, you know, where they should be in the barrels. You could fill the barrels if you wanted. I did not fill the barrels. And then on the floor, I've got some random empty bottles, kind of like stuff that we were pouring in there, maybe. On the sides, we have our brewing stands, brewing up potions. Maybe they're ingredients, maybe they're products, who knows. And then here, I have a bit of a coppery machine. I envision this as like pipes, and the full blocks is kind of like barrels. Not barrels, but, you know, like holding cells or something. And you could click the buttons to control where the liquid go, and then I can pump certain things into the brewing stand. So I thought that was a cool idea. Here I just had 2 beehives kind of looking like storage containers, and then of course these were on shelves. And then in the middle I had the floor slooped down a little bit, so on the sides here it was solid blocks. then stairs. The middle was a 3x3 sunk in one block down, and then these corners was a solid block. Because, again, in the short, that might have been a little hard to figure out, but hopefully here, this long form video, you can figure it out. Then, in the center here, I had a soul campfire to add a bit more of a spooky effects than just a normal campfire. And then I had a fully charged respawn anchor, don't click it, it will explode, covered by dark oak trapdoors, hanging from the ceiling by chains. So I thought this was really nice. If you wanted, you could actually put a witch in here, and because of the door, she wouldn't be able to escape, so you could actually have something cool with that. If you wanted, you could also put black cats, but you'd have to tame them because they'll go out the window, or you could just close the window. You know, very basic fix. But that is the witch hut build. Again, I'm sorry, the short for this was atrocious, but I hope you can really figure out what to do with it now from this full-length video. Third, we had fog. Now, this was a really interesting one. I was thinking of ideas, I was scrolling through Google, and I saw that somebody had a fog idea, and I was like, that's really cool. So I went ahead and I took it up on another level, and I thought, campfires. Pretty much, I made this barren wasteland using coarse dirt, podzol, and a few spruce slabs or planks, whatever you wanted to use, and then I had some random rocks around it. Then I had the occasional brown carpet. Now, under this brown carpet is a string and a campfire. Now, let me go ahead and show you how this works. So I dug a 3-block deep hole to put a campfire, and then I put a string at the surface with a brown carpet over it. Now, you can't just dig like a 2-block deep hole and then put a string and your carpet, because smoke will not come through it if it's right there, right at the campfire. It's kind of weird, but it won't generate smoke. So by leaving a block gap between it and the string, it allows it to generate smoke, and it floats up and it hits this carpet before it dissipates. And this is because smoke can't go through more than 2 blocks, and since a count string is one of those blocks, it goes through it and then it hits the carpet and it just stops. And so as it works on dissipating and going away, it just kind of builds up and adds this foggy, smoky effect at your feet. And I think it looks really cool and adds a quite intimidating and spooky effect. So if you were to use this in combination with the pumpkin patch or the witch hut, these ghosts, the tombstone, if you use it in combination with pretty much any spooky themed build, it works. It looks really cool and it works. I really hope you guys like this one. This one of my favorites, because it's just so different. Next up, ghosts. Now, ghosts, I'm sure you've seen some like this before. It's very basic. So this was actually the second design I came up with. It took me quite a while to figure out the face, and eventually I did just take some help from Planet Minecraft, because there's some very great creators out there. And yeah, I took a few inspirations there. I changed a few aspects of the design, but I think it looks very nice. To make these banners is pretty basic. What you're going to do is you're going to take a plain white banner. You're going to put the black diamond on it. So if we go into the loom, you're going to put in your thing, you're going to do a black die, and you're going to put this diamond on it. It's actually called a lozenge, or whatever you say that. I don't know how you pronounce that. Once you get the black diamond, you're going to put in a white die, and you're going to the plus. Then you're going to do a black die with the creeper charge banner pattern. And then finally, you're going to do the banner with white die and the border indented. That's the one with the vines. And you get the very nice spooky ghost face. Now, around the rest of the top is just plain white banners. And then all the way around the bottom is a white banner with the 3 little cutouts on the bottom. This is called black base indented. You can go ahead and make one of those, and then you put those all the way around. And I think it looks really nice. I put all of these on 2 pieces of white stained glass floating in the sky. In the daytime, from a distance, it looks good. It definitely looks much better at dusk. Very nice. I really love the way this looks. If you do /timeset night, you can see what I mean. It just looks so much better at night. One downside to the fog, though, at night it does illuminate. If you were to use soul campfires, it would illuminate less, but it would still illuminate, so do what you will with that, but that is, one downside to it. But yeah, the ghosts look really nice at night. Now, since it's night, and it's spooky, we're going to continue on to the gravestone. Now this is I'm not actually sure how well known this is, but this was the very first idea I had because I remember like 3 to 5 years ago, I don't remember exactly when, but 3 to 5 years ago, it was a Magma Museum video. I saw this and I thought, oh my god, that is awesome. He had like a zombie in the minecart thing. I don't remember how you activated it. It might have been a pressure plate, but I thought that is amazing. Well, I thought in 1.20 we got skulk sensors. So, oh sorry, not 1.20. In 1.19 we got skulk sensors, so I can do that. And then I thought they have the what is it called? They have the calibrated skulk sensor. So I thought, oh, we could do that. That's even better. So we can make it so it's only when you walk. And then I thought in 1.20 we got the ability to play mob sounds with no blocks. So we can do a creeper hissing because that is truly the ultimate scare in Minecraft. Let's be realistic. So what I ended up doing is I put together this little contraption. So what you have to do is you dig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks under the ground. You set up a little lectern with a book that has 15 pages, and you put it in the lectern set to page 1. Run a comparator output into a block of wool, going into a calibrated skulk sensor. You see this purple part? That is where the redstone has to be running into, so make sure it's oriented like such. I'm hitting the wrong keys. Make sure it's oriented like such so that that redstone signal hitting this block is in line with that purple amethyst part. Otherwise, it will not work. Now, surround this in white wool like I did here, and then have a repeater on 4 ticks running out into this block. Right next to this block, put the note block with the creeper skull, because when that powers it, it's going to activate the note block. Now this redstone torch on top is then going into another block with a redstone torch on top of it, and then another block above it. And then it's going sideways into a signal of redstone dust, going into a block with a redstone torch with a block above it. Now here is where we have our rails. So if we go /game mode spectator, we have our rails. We have one powered rail at the base, and then with that block behind it. Then over here, we have another powered rail below this torch tower here, and then just one normal rail in the middle, combining them. And then at the top, it's just a decorative little tombstone with a flower and a coarse dirt, like buried, you know, where the dirt would be dug up. And then if we go ahead and actually walk over this, it's going to activate the creeper. And because of the way the redstone's set up, when it activates, it's going to come out, and then you have to activate it again to make it go back. So let's go ahead and watch. So it activates, and then you actually have to activate it again to make it go back. It's really cool. I love the way it works. It also will detect if you like land. So even if you're flying in creative, you just land here, it'll detect it. It didn't activate that time. Weird. And then it detects if you're swimming, of course, and it will detect any bats flying. The main thing is by having the calibrated skulk sensor set to level 1, it will only detect walking. That is a weird notification. I've never had that before, but okay. That is going to be it for the 5 different designs. I hope you like these designs as much as I do. And if you want to go watch any of the shorts, they are up on my channel. Anyways, this is my first time doing a seasonal video. Last year I didn't do anything seasonal for Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas. This year I don't think I'm going to do Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll come up with something, but I do intend to do Christmas as well. So I hope you guys subscribe and you stick around 2 more months until we get there, and I hope you guys end up enjoying that video too. Happy spooky season. I hope you really enjoy these builds, and I hope you construct some of them. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!